Alright guys, this is Furby's Gym and welcome to another video. As much as I love doing handstands, I have a confession. For a long time I was afraid of doing freestanding handstands on parallettes. I was afraid of tipping over, afraid of falling. But if you fall, you just gotta pick yourself up, am I right? In recent weeks I have had several long and meaningful talks with myself, trying to analyze whether I want things strong enough or not. And I've come to the conclusion I was somewhat happy where I was, but what that really meant was no progression. I'd say, at least for me, I'm pretty strong when it comes to assisted handstand push-ups, whether on the ground or parallettes. Even weighted version doesn't pose such a problem for me. But when I introduce the stability aspect, the whole thing kinda shatters. Does that mean I'm not strong enough? Of course, it does. You just gotta put the work in, guys. You may have great genetics, but the results won't be just handed to you. Here I was not aiming for a specific rep range. I was just trying to lay the strength foundation and balance while on my wrist. It is pretty specific when it comes to maintaining perfect vertical line while adjusting everything with your wrist, of course combined with the whole body tension. As for the finisher, for OHP strength, I did 2 sets of assisted handstand push-ups just to put some dynamic elements to OHP strength. It's not a whole lot of reps, but by rep 5 or 6 I felt my shoulders were fatigued and I didn't want to push beyond failure. Feels like a handstand push-up journey started all over, and I'm thrilled and humbled at the same time. Yeah, well, so that was humbling. I really gotta improve my overhead strength, because as far as I can see, I think this is not up to par, up to my standards. So I really kept that up my overhead pressing. So next I'm gonna be doing weighted ring push-ups. I'm gonna load up the weight. I'm gonna go pretty heavy, but and we'll see how it goes. I haven't done it for a long time, so we'll see how it goes. So here it is, 41 kilograms, around 90 pounds. Let's go! And as mentioned previously, I haven't been doing them for a long time now. For about a month or more, I was focusing more on endurance aspect and strict ring flights where you aim to be parallel to the ground at the lowest point as possible. I'm not sure if my cut is the culprit, but I think this was my personal best. 4 sets of weight with 41 kilograms attached. I know I could get heavier and add another kettlebell instead of a weight plate, but as the setup is a bit unconventional, kettlebells are just wide enough, they bump my wrist while executing, and for the sake of safety, we don't want to compromise the stability as it's already on a thin ice. My last set, I can already feel the fatigue setting in, so I'm gonna stop at 4 sets for now. And to finish the push-up segment, I was aiming for at least 25 push-ups times 2 to emphasize muscle endurance and to give some extra pump to the chest. Push-up is a great staple exercise everyone should be doing, easier or harder variations, but sadly a lot of people are doing them incorrectly. From my observations, some personal trainers are also guilty of promoting wrong push-up execution. You can make it easier or harder, but cues are as follows: elbows tucked in line with the wrists, not flaming them out, obviously, shoulder depression and protraction at the top, posterior pelvic tilt, contracted abs, and moving your body as a unit. Wider push-up variations may have elbows positioned away from the body, but keep in mind they're in line with the wrists and not spread more than approximately 45-degree angle towards the shoulders. And yes, the dips, the squat of the upper body. And one of my favorite exercises next to weighted push-ups where I feel I can go really heavy. So right now, I'm doing regular dips with 32 kilograms, just around 70 pounds. Let's go. In this session, in a matter of pretty regular bodybuilding routine, I'm trying to get as much volume as possible with the weight I can handle. It's a compound movement, and that means your triceps, chest and shoulders are all working in unison. But what is emphasized is the short head of the triceps. I wish my parallettes were higher, and as you can see I gotta have my legs crossed behind the body, and this position somewhat distorts the center of gravity. Of course, it's not inherently wrong, but proper position calls for the upper body and legs to be straight as possible, moving up and down. As I said, it's a compound movement, and by moving just a bit forward, we shift the attention from the triceps to the chest. If you wish to build and exhaust your triceps, you should maintain that vertical position as much as possible. And one of the most important cues concerning dips is don't shrug your shoulders, please. Keep them depressed and not allowing them to round inward. A lot of people are doing them wrong. More so, they're performing them even if they're not strong enough. You might take a couple of reps off, but quality over quantity, and please leave your ego at the door. And for the finisher, you can see me doing tricep extensions to give that long head of the triceps a little bit more attention. I was doing 2 sets of max reps, and all the previous cues from the push-up are still the same. Contracted abs, posterior pelvic tilt, shoulder depression, and moving your whole body as a unit. I was really tired by that point, and I decided I'm gonna push through it, and I think I stopped at 12 or 13 reps, I'm not sure at this moment. Alright, last pushing exercise of the day. I knew perfectly well I will not be doing large amounts of reps, so I just did the 4 sets of max reps while trying to maintain solid form, and that meant I was gonna hit muscle failure pretty soon. By less said, you can obviously see I was tired, since I did not even try to turn the rings out, as it puts much more tension on the chest. I knew I'm done for the day, so I moved on to the accessories. I'm already tired as so I think I'm gonna finish. I'm just gonna do some sets of face pulls and some ladder raises. That's about it for today. And guys, remember, to counteract all the pushing movements we've done in this exercise, we gotta make sure we give our attention to posterior delts and side delts, as the front shoulders are already getting enough attention with other pushing movements. If you guys are doing a lot of pushing movements, it's not necessary to do front raises. You can if you want, or you think your shoulders are lagging or not able to do other pressing exercises, but face pulls and side raises or any other shoulder movement that involves side and rear delts are responsible for giving shoulders that well-rounded, juicy appearance, and focusing on posterior chain of the upper body promotes good posture and can eliminate shoulder and back problems down the road. Gotta keep the shoulder depressed, not shrugging them to our ears, and implement full range of motion. Benefits of working with resistance bands is they have linear resistance curve, and that means resistance increases with the range of motion, and by that account they provide constant tension on the muscles. Don't neglect your shoulders, as they are, contrary to popular belief, one of the largest muscle groups in the upper body and by far one of the most sophisticated joints, and we should treat it with much needed respect. And I know I'm not the biggest and certainly not the strongest, but I'm trying to be as best as possible every single day, and I hope you guys are doing the same. And if you like the video, subscribe, like, and see you in the next one.